How's it going out there, guys? Hopefully 2021 is doing you a little better than 2020 did. First video of the new year. Hopefully, sign of things to come. I want to talk to you guys just a little bit. I'm going to be rebranding this channel just a little bit. I'm going to take off the film school name because, let's be honest, I haven't done a lot of film school type things. So it's going forward, it's either going to be Lunoscope Media or just Lunoscope. I haven't decided yet. If you have an opinion on either of those two names, leave it in the comments below between Lunoscope and Lunoscope Media. That would help me out greatly. Now, I'm still going to do a lot of the gear reviews and stuff that I've already done on this channel, but I'm going to try to fit in a lot more tutorials and just kind of whatever I want to do and not try to pigeonhole myself in one direction. It's still going to be a film-centric channel, but yeah, I'm not going to pigeonhole myself into one little area quite as much. So that way I can post more, I can get more out, and hopefully, yeah, you guys like the content that I'm putting out there. With that being said, today's another lighting video. So yeah, it's exactly what my brand was before. But you know, I still love lighting gear, so I'm still going to show you when cool stuff comes across my desk. So with that being said, let's roll the bumper. It's still the old bumper, but hopefully I'll make a new one soon. And let's get to the video. So I've shown you guys a lot of lights on this channel, and they each have different qualities that I like. I really haven't shown too many lights on this channel that I don't like, because as long as they have a good CRI, which I don't show lights on this channel that have bad CRI ratings, then I can use them. I can find different ways to make them useful, because flexibility is everything when you're on set. And that's why I agreed to do a video for this next light. The Laofas, I have no idea if I'm saying that correctly. Laofas, I'm going to call it Laofas. The Laofas Rainbow Sophmore RGB. Now that's what it says on this side, but on this side, it's called the Glowing Big Bug. I love, like, it's obviously an Asian company. I love the translation issues that come with lights that come from different countries because, well, they're hilarious. So what makes this light different than the ones I've shown you in the past? Well, most of the other lights in the past I've shown are trying to get as much output out of a small package as they can. Now, while this has a pretty good output for its size, it was more concerned with having a beautiful light coming out of it, a soft light that you can use in small places other than just direct power. So let's open it up and see what's inside. So, of course, you have the light itself and a manual. Do not get rid of this manual, because if you do, you will be sorry. I will talk to you more about that later. You have the Laofas certificate. You don't want to lose that, you know. I'm just kidding. I really have no idea why there's a certificate in there and what does it certify. Underneath, you will find a lovely silicone diffuser. I love these things. Aperture was the first company to do this, and it's really been catching on because you can get some really cool soft light coming out of this. I'll show you a little bit of that later. It has a cold shoe mount and different attachments for that, and of course the USB-C cord, which all lights are USB-C now, which I love. So let's put this stuff aside for now, and let's take a look at the light itself. You can see by looking at it, they didn't just pack it full of LED lights. They really tried to get a nice soft list. Even this frost diffuser here, it gives you a soft light even without having to use a silicone diffuser. But when you use a silicone diffuser, it's even nicer. Now, one thing I wasn't sure about was the screen being on top of the light itself. Let's turn it on and take a look. I like the screen. It's a very nice screen. Let's turn it down so you don't get blinded by the light here. Is it giving any, are you getting any cool flaring action? Let's see here. Ooh, flares. Ooh, flares. I have no idea if this is working or not. Anyways, let's turn it down. So right here, you obviously see the mode, the power, and the battery. And the reason I wasn't sure is because I like standing behind the light and being able to read it right here. But for what I do on this channel, it actually works pretty good, because when I'm doing stuff like this and I'm testing the light in different circumstances, I don't have to walk behind it to get what I want. I can look directly over the light and I can change it however I like. I still think I prefer them on the backs themselves, especially if the light is up high, because it's hard to get on top of it. But it's growing on me just a little bit. So when you go on the side here, you'll see a dimming knob right here, a function knob right here, and then a settings switch so you can click between different functions on the light itself. Another cool thing is it doesn't just stop at 5600 to 3200, it goes all the way from 8500 all the way down to 2500. Now, a weird thing about this, normally on lights, when you want the Kelvin number to go up, you would push up on the dial. But as you can see, going up on the dial doesn't do anything because we're at the bottom. You have to push it down to go up and up to go down. And that's a little thing. It's I don't know why you would do that, but, you know, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a little nitpick I have. Let's change the settings and see what it goes to. Okay, so now it's a 0 to 360 hue knob. We've seen these before. It's a hue knob. It gives you different colors as you're going along, you know, 0 to 360 degrees. If you hit the setting again, you actually have a red, green, and blue channel. So if you prefer to do it that way, you can push the function knob, which I should have mentioned also doubles as a button, and you can actually dial in the exact amount of each channel you want. So right now, blue is at 100 and everything else is at 0. But if we turn blue off and go to green, you can actually turn green up to 100, so you get a pure green. Now, if we turn green back off, if you keep pushing, you got a blue right there and a Y. Now, Y is for yellow. And obviously, that means this is an RGB WW light. And it even has a W there for white light. This is actually one of the reasons that color is so good on this light, because you can mix in all those different diodes to get exactly the color you want. I put it up on the box so you can kind of see it a little better. That's another cool thing about this is it's because of its square body, you can just kind of set it on things without having to have a stand. Oh, it didn't work that well that time. But I'm sure it's not meant to be on a rocky desk. But you can set it up on things without having to have a stand or any way to set it up, which is always nice. Now, dialing in all these settings on the light itself can always be a little bit cumbersome, which is why I've been calling for the next feature that this light has forever now, which is an integrated app that you can use with this light. Let's take a look at that. So this is the app for the Laofas. If you turn it on, you see it right there. It says Laofas, and it comes on right away. Now, the reason I said earlier to not throw away your instructions is because to access the app, I wasn't able to find it in the App Store, and I was like, well, it said it was app integrated. You have to go inside this little booklet and scan one of these QR codes, depending on whether you're on iOS or on Android. So once you do that, it takes you right to the app. As you can see here, you can either have it in Chinese or in English. Obviously, I want it in English because I don't understand Chinese. And now this light is a lot easier to use. As you can see here, you can jump around to different Kelvin temperatures, the ones you most use. And as you can see, they don't have 32 or 5600K, which is why you can go to custom. You can set in 5600, hit OK. And now you have a new icon for custom for 5600 Kelvin. Let's see how many they can do. Can you do 3200? So it looks like you can only customize one at a time, but obviously it's easy to dial in with this slider here if you want 32 or 5600. Now what I would do is probably say 5500 is probably all right and leave this at 3200 so you can jump back and forth just like that. Now, when going into color, that's where you can really dial this stuff in because it's really easy to find the exact color you want when you have one of these color wheels here. And it's just fun to play around with, too. When I'm trying to show off a light with an app, this is usually what I'm doing. It also has effects. Look at the list of these effects here. That is a lot more effects than usually comes with a light. Let me turn the blinking off here and let's just put it on red. It also comes with just quick colors. So you can go red, orange, yellow, green, cyan, blue, blue, purple, or you can click into any of these. Some of these aren't very good and some of them are. You have a welding one that's all right. The firework one is not very good, neither is the flame. TV one, a lot of them are just blinking, but there's some that actually have good value. You know what I mean? So you can adjust the speed and the intensity, obviously, of the light itself. and you have different channels so you can control multiple lights at one time. I don't know what the letters are for yet. It's probably for different presets. I haven't messed around with the app all that much, but it makes it really easy to control when you have an app. Now, a lot of people are wondering, well, why do you need an app other than what I've said, customizing it and making it perfect? I was on set recently on a film called Unwanted, and there was a scene they wanted it to go from day... Let me turn this off so it's not blinding you. They wanted it to go from day to night in about 10 seconds. So to do that, I used 3 different lights, and while I was off frame, I was able to control those lights on different apps and makes the tungsten lights in the house go up while the daylight ones on the outside went down. And it was so much easier to do because there was an app on the lights I used. They were all aperture lights, and it was just a lot easier. The only app I really like better than this one is the Aperture Situs Link because of the color picker and some of the other settings they have. But I'm ecstatic that this light has an app because it's just a game changer for me. You can turn it off and on with it. I mean, you can do anything just from the app. You don't have to be physically next to the light itself, which makes that top screen that I was talking about earlier a moot point. So as you can see here, this is what it looks like in daylight mode at full brightness. Here's tungsten, and then daylight with the diffuser on it, and tungsten again, and that's all at full brightness. It goes all the way down to 1%. This is what it looks like at that brightness. And in the RGB modes here, you can see you're getting really nice colors out of it. And it's just, with the app, I just like playing with the app. It's just fun to play with. I don't know what to tell you. So now we're going to take a look and see how this stacks up to one of my favorite small video lights from 2020, which is the Pixel G1S, a very popular light. And yeah, let's put them head to head and see how they stack up. Now, as you can see, the Pixel G1S is a bigger light. It's much heftier. It has a built-in little arm here, which gives it a little bit of points. This has mounting holes, obviously, but it just doesn't have the same flexibility that the G1S has with this little arm. Not a big deal, but you know. When you flip them over, they both have toggles to turn them on. The Pixel G1S has a back screen as opposed to the top screen on the Laofas, which I usually like a little bit more. If you turn to the side, I like the dial on the Laofas a lot better than this clicking dial on the Pixel. I like the big setting button as opposed to the inverted button over here. They both have a function knob that also doubles as a button, but on the Laofas, you can see it's actually one knob, and on the Pixel, it's actually a button inside the knob. I like the overall minimalism of the Laofas as opposed to all this cluttered stuff over here from the Pixel. Now, putting these side by side, you can obviously see that the Pixel is brighter than the Laofas, and that's mainly because it has a lot more LEDs than the Laofas does. But if you look, I think I like the lighting better on the Laofas, the beauty-wise, than I do on the Pixel. They both look nice, but it's just a little softer light. And that's even without the silicone diffuser. The Pixel does not come with a silicone diffuser, and the Laofas obviously does. This is side by side with the diffuser on the Laofas. You lose a lot of that intensity, but the beauty light there is just a lot nicer to look at. On the back, you can see the Pixel has a little bit bigger battery at 3,200 milliamps versus 3,000 milliamps, but the Laofas actually last just a little bit longer because of how power hungry the Pixel G1S is. They both have USB-C, but I like the placement better on the Laofas. I don't like it dug way down there on the G1S. I like that the G1S has this color conversion chart here from 0 to 360. You just kind of blind over here with the Laofas. But I do like that the Laofas actually has the red, green, blue, yellow, and white channels, whereas the Pixel just has the HSI 0 to 360. So you can really get the color exactly where you want it better with the Laofas. And the big one for me is the fact that there is no app for the Pixel, and the Laofas there is. That's just a huge game changer for me. So for me, this is kind of comparing apples and oranges. They're two completely different lights. This is more of a power horse for the size, and this is more of a beauty light with flexibility. I would recommend either of these lights, and they're basically priced right around this same price, which is really cheap, right around $70. And that's awesome because these lights used to cost $150, $200. I remember buying one for $250 back a couple of years ago. And companies like Laofas and Pixel are making it so that all of the competitors have to bring their light prices down. And that's great for all of us because all of these are really nice lights. I like the venting on the Laofas a little bit better. This kind of feels like a block over here, and this kind of feels like something a little futuristic. It just looks a little nicer than the Pixel. But again, it just depends on what you are looking for. Both of these lights are great. I recommend both of them. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'm very happy with this Laofas light. And full disclosure, they obviously gave me this light to review. If you like either of these lights, I will leave a link to the description down below. Click on that link and buy something. It helps me out. You know, it's the Amazon affiliate program. And that just helps me so I can make more of these videos. And yeah. If you like this video and you're excited about this new light, go ahead and click that like button over there. If you like what I do here and just are intrigued to see where the channel goes from here in the future, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think. Do you think I should change the name of the channel to Lunascope Media or just Lunascope? Let me know down in the descriptions. Just remember, this isn't a competition. Let's all rise in this business together. There's room for us all out there, I'll tell you. I'll see you guys next time.